The First Nations Housing Community is a holistic housing resource organization using a First Nations-led approach to educate and empower First Nation communities and their housing initiatives. From home building to tenancy to maintenance, the First Nations Housing Community is here to help every step of the way. Being First Nation-led is our difference. This is not another organization contrived by others to solve First Nation housing issues. It is organic in nature. A product of the First Nations Housing Conference, this organization helps to bridge the gaps between industry, government, and First Nations. The First Nations housing community understands that everyone, from housing managers to community members, have a stake and a responsibility to provide solutions to housing in First Nations communities. It is an association where all involved can share information, request assistance, and collaborate with other individuals and stakeholders who share a common goal to provide safe, affordable, and fair housing solutions. The collaboration experienced by this group over an 18-year period has been praised and admired by many. 12 tribal councils working together took a conference from a local to a regional to a national event. It is the desire of this group to share this successful collaboration with every First Nation in Canada. The First Nations housing community is a natural evolution and a next logical step for this group. We welcome anyone interested that feels that working together can make a difference. The First Nations housing community will be built on ideas brought forth by you, our community members. The core areas of engagement for the First Nations housing community will include training and development, community advocacy, expert advice, information sharing, member support, and research and communications. The association will actively communicate with members and First Nation communities across the country. This will help to identify the challenges faced by First Nations communities and lead to the development of a community support system designed by First Nations for First Nations. By participating in the First Nations housing community, you can become a housing community creator and help drive positive change in First Nations housing across Canada.